Now, I want to talk about Jesus' robes. There are times when I used to, when I was fellowshipping with him in the evenings, walking down the path. He always used to come with a different colored robe. Okay, and I had to Google to find out what each color means. But he comes in a different robe. He doesn't explain what that robe means, the color of the robe means, or why he what it signifies for that particular day. I never used to know, but I just used to. In the beginning, he had told me to record everything I see, even if I don't understand, or even if I'm doubting that I'm seeing. So that's how I started. I started describing, and I describe everything. I start describing the color of his robe, or I describe how he looks, how his robe looks like. Maybe he's wearing sandals. Most of the time, I will not see his face upwards unless I am talking to him directly, and he's facing me. But I want to talk about his robes. So I've seen him with so many different colored of robes. I've seen him with purple. There's a royal purple, which is and this is the deep color, it has some purple, dark purple that has a reddish tint combination. That's the kind of royal purple I'm talking about. I've also seen him with lilac. Lilac is pale purple. Okay. I've also seen him. Okay, the purple, when I googled, it meant royalty and kingship, or garments of wealth, as in like during biblical times, purple was an expensive color to come by. So it was only used, or garments that were of the color purple were usually for royalty or for rich people, because the dye was expensive. Okay, so that's why in Christianity it represents royalty or kingship. Okay, and then I've seen him with blue. Blue, sometimes it's navy blue, or dark blue, and sometimes it's sky blue, or even lighter. So I don't know why the different shades, but I've seen him in different times with these different shades. So blue can mean healing. It's royal and it's heavenly colors, and it also represents God's spirit and the word of God. Okay, that's blue. Whether it's deep blue or light blue. Okay, and then there's white. White is the most common color I've seen him in, wearing the robe of white, and it represents refined. Okay, righteous, heavenly. It also means truth or victory. So depending on what message, what was happening that day, probably in the heavenly realms. That's what he will be wearing. And then I've seen him in red, okay, ruby red, or whatever kind of that kind of red, like not a light red, and that of course it represents blood. And the same as I've seen him with a shade of tinted red, like almost deeper than pink, but not quite pink. Okay, and it represents the same, because that light pink and light red, that combination is just a diluted shade of blood. Okay, so it represents blood. That's what I saw. And then I've seen him with green. Okay, and that represents healing, or nature, or mostly healing, a lot of healing. And I've seen him with gold. Okay, or yellow. I've seen him with gold or yellow. So gold is kingly. It's royalty. It represents royalty. That's why you see in heaven the streets are paved with gold. There are a lot of gold mentioned. A lot of people, when they go to heaven, they mention a lot of gold that is very pure gold that cannot be explained in human terms, and some of it, they say it looks like glass, it's that's how pure it is. And so the yellow, for me, yellow represents friendship. When I looked it up, it represents friendship, and also this is a color that angels have given me flowers, yellow flowers. And when I checked, that's when I realized now it means friendship. I've also been given white flowers. And now that is talking about purity and all that. So everything has a meaning. And then there's a 1 or 2 days I have seen him. His robe keeps changing colors. He was talking to Michael. I found out later who he was. And then his robe started changing colors. 1 minute they're blue, 1 minute it's white, 1 minute it's red, 1 minute it's gold, 1 minute it's yellow. Like that. Or pink, all that. It was just changing color like different colors of a rainbow until he he wore a darkish, almost black trouser outfit, and it was like combat gear. Okay, I don't see him with a camouflage kind of outfit like our armies, but I usually see him with one color of. I've seen him like that a few times. Sometimes we go for a prophetic action or mission or ministry, and he's dressed like that in combat gear. Even the angels that going with us, they change like they look like that. And there was a time I noticed when I went for the mission, my spirit was dressed in the same dark clothes, and the Lord was saying that I'm undercover or something. So he was dressed in white. He didn't need to be undercover because he was my guide. But for me, I needed to be hidden and all that. So I've also seen a few times. I've seen, especially those earlier days, his robe. The wave it starts waving, like having waves. But now the waves are not going down like normal, like the way you would think on Earth, gravity. No, the waves now begin from down his feet, and the waves come up to his waist. So that's when I noticed the waves disappear. And he's done his robes have done that many times. And in the beginning, I was like, why are there waves going upwards instead of downwards? You'd expect it to be downwards, but so I came to be reminded of a verse in First Peter, yeah, that it talks about the wind, that it blows where it wants. No one knows where it comes from. I think it's chapter. I can't remember. I'll post it here. So no one knows where the wind is coming from, which direction, but you feel it, and you don't know where it's going. So that's what I was getting. That things in the spirit are not they are not conventional, and they are not ruled by human or physical um, things or physical atmospheres or whatever or control. They are not under physical control. Anything can happen, anything can go in the spirit. So you just have to be open, you have to be teachable, and you just have to accept whatever it is the Lord is showing you. And then He will explain. He doesn't need to explain, but anyway, that's basically what I just wanted to share that about his robe. And there was a time. Actually, he gave me a verse of Isaiah and Revelation that talks about the wine press, and I think that's the time he was where he looked like he had a tinted reddish pinkish outfit, like it had been soaked with blood, but it wasn't full blood. Like it was like it had that tint, as I said, a tint of red or pink in between there. And then I was given that verse, so those two verses of Isaiah and the ones of Revelation to read, and they were talking about the wine press, that he has come from the wine press. And and when he talked about the wine press, he talked about the judgment, because he's going to tread underfoot underfoot his enemies. Okay, so he's talking about the time of judgment when um, a lot of blood will be shed. Okay, people will lose a lot of their lives. So that is what I understood, even in the same in the same. It's almost the same verse as in Revelation, the one in the Isaiah, and it's talking about who is this. In Isaiah, it asked, "Who is this who looks like he's wearing a garment that has been soaked in blood or something?" And So that's what I understand it means. If there's another meaning, I've not gotten it. But basically, he was talking about the wrath, the day of the wrath of God, and it represents a lot of blood, because of the bloodshed that is coming in this wrath of God. That a lot of people will lose their lives. A lot of things will go on that will cause the blood of men to be shed and creatures. So he's doing a lot of clearing up. He's doing a lot of what do you call it? He's gathering up the tears. The angels are gathering up the tears, and the harvest is happening, and a lot of things are happening. There's a separation between the church and the unbelievers, the true church, not just any church. So that separation will bring about a lot of warfare, a lot of violence, in spiritual violence, physical violence. A lot of people will lose their lives. So anyway, that I hope that has given you more understanding of the spiritual and the things that God is doing, has done, and how He appears. Thank you so much.